When was the last time you truly listened to the way you speak to yourself? Not just the words that slip through your lips, but the quiet, constant thoughts running through your mind. If you're honest, most of them probably aren't kind. Most of them aren't empowering. Most of them are the same old cycle of criticism, fear, and doubt that keep you stuck exactly where you are. And if you've been feeling tired, unmotivated, and weighed down by life, this is where it starts. That voice inside your head is shaping your reality every single day, and it's time to take it back. Right now, you are standing at the edge of a choice that could completely shift your life. 3 days, that's all it takes to begin reprogramming the way you think and speak to yourself. 3 days to stop letting fear control you and start building a voice that drives you forward instead of holding you back. Most people never do this. Most people let their thoughts run wild and then wonder why nothing ever changes. But you're here because you want more. You're here because you know there's a stronger version of you waiting to break through. And this is how you let it out. The truth is, you've been listening to the same inner critic for years. Every time you doubt yourself, every time you tell yourself you're not good enough, every time you hesitate because you think you might fail, that critic grows louder. It's been running your life in the background, controlling your confidence, your choices, and your future. But here's the good news. You can change it. You can rewrite the script in your mind and train that voice to become your biggest source of strength for the next 3 days. You're going to speak to yourself like someone worth fighting for. You're going to stop tearing yourself down and start building yourself up. And it will feel uncomfortable at first because your brain isn't used to it. But that's exactly why it works. Your brain is listening to every single word, and when you start telling it something new, it begins to rewire itself. That's not motivation, that's science. Neuroplasticity proves that the words you repeat create new pathways in your brain. And 3 days is enough to begin laying down a new path, one that leads to courage, focus, and unstoppable momentum. Imagine what it would feel like to wake up 3 days from now and actually believe in yourself again. Imagine what it would feel like to look in the mirror and see someone capable, someone powerful, someone who refuses to stay stuck. That's where we're going, and it starts right now. Every thought, every word, every moment of these next 3 days is going to be different. You are not just thinking positive thoughts, you are retraining your mind to fight for you. And when you do this, everything changes. Your confidence grows, your decisions get bolder, and your life starts moving in the direction you've been dreaming about. Stay with this until the very end, because by the time we're done, you will never speak to yourself the same way again. This is the moment you stop waiting for permission and start stepping into the person you were meant to be. The way you speak to yourself is the single most powerful force shaping your identity, your confidence, and your future. Your brain believes what you tell it. Every time you say, I can't do this, your brain goes to work proving you right. Every time you say, I'm not good enough, your brain searches for evidence to back it up. You've been training yourself day after day to think small and expect less. But just as you taught yourself to doubt, you can teach yourself to rise. The words you repeat become commands to your nervous system, and your nervous system obeys without question. This is why the next 3 days are so critical. You're not just speaking words. You're rewiring your mind to work for you instead of against you. You have a voice inside you that has been whispering for years, telling you what you're capable of, begging you to stop holding yourself back. That voice gets drowned out by the louder negative one that you've been feeding. But when you make the decision to start speaking words of strength, you turn up the volume on the part of you that believes, the part of you that fights, the part of you that knows you were meant for more. And when you do this consistently, that voice grows louder until it becomes your new normal. Think about how many times you've stopped yourself because of the words you said in your own head. You had the idea. You had the dream. You had the spark. But the moment you said, what if I fail? Or I'm not ready, you cut yourself off before you even started. Those words matter more than you think. They shape what you attempt, how hard you try, and whether you keep going when it gets hard. You are living in the results of the words you've been repeating to yourself for years. And that means you have the power to create a completely different reality by choosing better words starting now. This isn't about lying to yourself or pretending everything is perfect. This is about telling yourself the truth about your strength, your potential, and your ability to handle what's ahead. When you say, I am capable is not wishful thinking. You are capable. When you say, I am worthy, it's not some empty affirmation. You are worthy. You are not trying to become someone new. You are reminding yourself of who you already are underneath all the doubt and fear. The next time the negative voice tries to speak, you will not let it run your mind. You will replace it with words that build you. You will speak as if your life depends on it, because it does. Your future depends on what you say to yourself when no one is listening. And the moment you begin to shift that conversation, everything changes. This is the choice that separates the person who stays stuck from the person who transforms. You are about to experience what happens when you stop criticizing yourself and start commanding yourself to rise. This is the turning point where you begin to speak life into your mind, strength into your heart, and courage into your actions. You have been carrying an inner critic for far too long, a voice that tells you you're not ready, not smart enough, not strong enough, not capable. That voice didn't just appear overnight. It was built piece by piece from every rejection, every failure, every judgment you've ever felt. It's been echoing in your mind, shaping your decisions and keeping you small. But you are not that voice. You are the one who decides what stays and what goes. And today, that critic loses its power. Notice the words it uses. Notice how fast it shows up whenever you think about doing something bold or meaningful. It speaks in absolutes. You always fail. You never get it right. You should just stop. These are lies that have been allowed to live in your head unchecked. You don't have to believe them anymore. You can choose to break that pattern right now. The moment you stop giving power to those words, the moment you refuse to repeat them, you take back control of your future. Your brain is a powerful recording machine, and for years it has been playing the same track on repeat. But the track can be erased. The thoughts that once kept you trapped can be replaced with thoughts that set you free. This is the process of building a new identity from the inside out. Every time you replace I can't with I will, you are cutting new pathways in your mind. Every time you replace I'm not enough with I am worthy, you are building mental strength. That is how transformation begins. Not in massive leaps, but in small, repeated choices to speak differently. You will feel the old voice resist at first. It will try to pull you back because it is familiar. That is normal. The human mind clings to what it knows, even when what it knows is hurting you. But each time you stand up to it, you weaken its grip. Each time you refuse to agree with it, you take away its power. Eventually, it stops sounding like the truth and starts sounding like noise. That is the moment you know you are breaking free. You have spent enough time listening to a voice that tears you down. From this point forward, you speak only what lifts you. You will tell yourself you are capable until you feel it in your bones. You will tell yourself you are worthy until you believe it without question. You will tell yourself you are strong until your actions prove it. Because you are not here to keep living as a shadow of who you could be. You are here to rise, to fight, to become the person you know you were always meant to be. Every time you open your mouth or think a thought, you are programming your future. Choose words that match the life you want, not the life you are trying to escape. Your new voice is not just a tool, it is a weapon. And when you learn to use it, there is nothing you cannot face, nothing you cannot overcome, nothing you cannot become. There's a language that builds power and begins with the words you choose to let live in your mind. Weak words create a weak life. Strong words create a strong one. The moment you decide to speak with strength, you shift the energy inside you. Say it out loud. I am capable. I am focused. I am ready. Feel what happens in your body when you declare that with conviction. Your shoulders lift. Your breathing deepens. Your mind sharpens. Your nervous system starts preparing you to act as if it's true. This is not just motivational fluff. This is biology. Your words instruct your brain how to feel, how to act, and how to show up in the world. Every time you speak, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. When you say, I am strong, you're not just describing yourself, you are shaping yourself. The brain doesn't wait to see if it's true before it begins to respond. It starts reorganizing around that statement immediately. That's why repeating empowering words, even when you don't fully believe them yet, works. You are creating a future state of mind with every repetition. This is why the next 3 days are so powerful. You are not passively hoping for confidence to arrive. You are deliberately building it. You are flooding your mind with commands that will start to override years of negativity. You are training yourself to believe in a version of you that takes action, that stays disciplined, that does not crumble under pressure. And as you keep speaking these words, they begin to feel less like affirmations and more like reality. The old voice will try to tell you this feels fake. It will whisper that you are lying to yourself. That is because it is losing its control. The old voice has spent years being the loudest thing in your head, and it doesn't want to be replaced. But you are stronger than that voice. You are the one choosing what words to say, and when you choose strength over fear, fear has no place to stay. Speak with authority. Speak with certainty. Tell yourself exactly who you are becoming. Say it until the words feel heavy with truth. I am disciplined. I am focused. I am unshakable. Say it even when you're tired. Say it when you want to quit. Say it when no one else believes in you. The more you speak it, the more it becomes the way you think. And the more you think it, the more it becomes the way you act. This is how you turn your voice into your greatest ally. You are no longer waiting for confidence to find you. You are building it, brick by brick, word by word. Speak life, speak courage, speak victory until it feels natural. Because the moment this becomes your default language, you stop playing small and start living as the strongest version of yourself. The first day is where you wake yourself up. This is the moment you catch your thoughts in real time and refuse to let the old voice run unchecked. You will notice how often negativity tries to slip in, and each time it does, you will replace it with power. The instant you hear yourself think, I can't do this, you will answer back with, I am capable. When you catch yourself saying, I always fail, you will respond with, I am learning, I am growing, I am getting stronger. This is not about perfection. This is about awareness and immediate correction. Day one will feel uncomfortable. It will feel like work because it is work. You are breaking years of mental habits in a single day, and that takes focus. But every time you do it, every time you replace a destructive thought with a constructive one, you are weakening the old wiring and building the new one. And that first victory will give you momentum. That first correction will remind you that you are in control, that you are not a victim of the voice in your head, that you have the power to direct it at will. This is the day you prove to yourself that you are awake. You are no longer living on autopilot, letting your thoughts drag you wherever they want to go. You are taking the wheel. This is what it means to take responsibility for your inner world. And as you go through the day, repeating your new words of strength, you will begin to feel a shift. You will notice moments of calm where you used to feel anxiety. You will notice courage rising where fear used to sit. It might be small at first, but you will feel it. The mind resists what is unfamiliar, so expect the old voice to push back. It will feel louder than usual today because it knows it is being replaced. Do not let that discourage you. Let it motivate you. Its resistance is proof that the process is working. Every time you respond with strength, you are telling your brain that this is the new standard. This is who we are now. By the end of this first day, you will feel more in tune with yourself than you have in a long time. You will realize how powerful your thoughts really are, and that awareness alone will change the way you carry yourself. You will walk a little taller. You will speak with more clarity. You will look in the mirror and see someone who is taking action, someone who is not willing to live the same day over and over again. This day sets the tone. This is where you break the cycle. It is the moment you stop letting the old voice dictate how you feel and how you act. And once you experience that control, once you taste that strength, you will never want to go back. The second day is where your mind begins to shift in ways you can feel. Yesterday was about waking up, about catching the thoughts that have been running unchecked and forcing yourself to speak differently. Today is about reinforcement. Today, the words you speak begin to sink deeper. They are no longer just interruptions to the old voice. They are starting to become your new language. And with every repetition, with every declaration of strength, you are laying down a stronger foundation for the person you are becoming. This is the day you lean in harder. You will notice that some thoughts no longer feel as heavy as they did yesterday. You will notice moments where the negative voice tries to rise, but it doesn't hit as deep. That is because your brain is already starting to adapt. It is beginning to recognize your new words as truth, and that is exactly what you want. But do not slow down. This is where most people give up, right at the point where real change is starting to take root. Instead, you double down. You speak with more conviction. You say the words louder, stronger, until they feel unshakable inside of you. Today, you stop waiting for confidence to show up on its own and decide to act as if you already have it. Speak like the strongest version of yourself would speak. Carry yourself the way they would carry themselves. When doubt shows up, answer it back immediately. When fear whispers that you are not ready, tell it that you are. This is not just mental exercise. This is training for life. You are building the kind of inner strength that will hold you steady when challenges come. You may feel more emotional today. That is because you are breaking patterns that have been with you for years. Let that emotion move through you, but keep speaking. Let the tears come if they do, but keep affirming. This process is not just about thinking new thoughts. It's about transforming your entire state of being. You are teaching your nervous system to feel safe in strength, to feel normal in confidence, to feel at home in courage. By the end of this second day, you will feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Momentum. That spark inside you will be burning brighter. You will feel more focused, more centered, more willing to take action. This is the energy that moves you forward, and once you feel it, you will want more. This day is proof that you are changing. You are not just interrupting old patterns anymore. You are building new ones. And each time you repeat the words, each time you choose strength over fear, you are making it harder for the old voice to come back. Today, you are not just speaking different words. You are becoming someone different. The third day is where everything begins to click. The words you have been speaking are no longer just something you are saying. They are something you are starting to feel. You will wake up and notice that the first thoughts running through your mind are different from before. Where there used to be hesitation, there is now a sense of readiness. Where there used to be heaviness, there is a spark of energy. This is the moment the new voice begins to rise above the old one. The moment you realize you are no longer fighting to believe. You are starting to know. This day is about ownership. You are not just practicing anymore, you are embodying. Say the words with certainty, not because you are trying to convince yourself, but because they belong to you now. I am capable. I am focused. I am disciplined. These are no longer affirmations, they are facts. The more you speak them, the more they settle into your identity. You are not trying to become someone new, you are revealing who you were always meant to be. You will notice that the negative voice is quieter today. It may still try to speak, but its power is fading. You do not feel the same pull to agree with it. You do not feel the same need to argue with it. You simply override it with strength and move on. That is because you are no longer giving it authority. You are no longer letting it decide how you feel or what you do. You have taken back that control, and your brain is beginning to operate under a new standard, one where courage is the default and fear no longer gets to lead. This is the day you stand taller, breathe deeper, and step forward with confidence. Speak your words like declarations, as if you are giving commands to the world around you. Say them in the mirror. Say them when you walk into a room. Say them under your breath when no one is watching. Every word is locking this identity into place. And the more you speak it, the more impossible it becomes to go back to who you were before. By the end of this day, you will feel unstoppable. Not because everything in your life has suddenly changed, but because something inside you has. You are no longer waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, or the right level of confidence. You are creating it right now every time you open your mouth. And this is only the beginning. This day marks the birth of a new voice that will carry you forward long after these 3 days are over. The voice that lifts you, the voice that pushes you, the voice that reminds you of what you are capable of every time you forget. You are not the same person who started this. You are stronger. You are clearer. You are ready to live with this power every single day. Momentum is the force that keeps transformation alive, and right now, you are building it faster than you realize. Every repetition of strength, every time you replace fear with courage, every time you choose words that empower you instead of limit you, you are stacking victories. Your brain is designed to notice patterns, and it has started to recognize this new pattern of thinking as your default. That means every day from here gets easier, every moment feels more natural, and the new voice inside you grows louder until it becomes automatic. Momentum is not just about action, it is about identity. The more you speak like the person you want to become, the more you think like them, and the more you think like them, the more you act like them. You are no longer forcing yourself to rise, you are simply rising because it feels like who you are now. This is how real change happens. Not by waiting for motivation, but by building it one choice at a time, until it takes on a life of its own. You may still feel flashes of the old voice trying to return, but now you know what to do. You do not pause. You do not hesitate. You answer it with power immediately. You have trained yourself to take control of the conversation in your mind, and that control is what keeps you moving forward. This is why momentum is so powerful. It protects you from sliding back into old patterns. It creates a rhythm that carries you past the doubt, past the fear, and straight into the actions that will change your life. This is the point where you stop asking, can I really do this? And start saying, this is what I do. You no longer feel like a person trying to change. You feel like a person who has changed. Every thought reinforces this. Every action locks it deeper into place. That is why consistency is so important. The more you repeat this process, the more permanent it becomes, until you no longer have to remind yourself who you are. You simply live it. The power of momentum is that it builds on itself. Each day that you speak strength into your life adds more energy to the next. Each moment that you choose courage creates the foundation for even bolder choices tomorrow. And before you know it, you are no longer just thinking differently. You are living differently. You are showing up in ways that inspire others. You are making decisions that align with your highest potential. You are proving to yourself that you are unstoppable. Keep going. Do not slow down now. You have worked too hard to build this inner shift to let it fade. Momentum is fragile at first, but once it is strong, it becomes nearly impossible to break. This is how you create lasting change. This is how you go from hoping for a better life to building one, word by word, thought by thought, action by action, until there is no doubt left about who you are becoming. Now that the new voice has begun to take root, it is time to direct it toward the future you want to create. Do not just speak about who you are today, speak about who you are becoming. Your words are not only shaping your present state of mind, they are writing the blueprint for the life ahead of you. When you say, I am disciplined, you are building the discipline that will carry you through the hard days ahead. When you say, I am successful, you are priming your brain to look for opportunities, to notice solutions, to move in alignment with that reality. You are no longer just reacting to life, you are designing it with intention. The human brain does not fully distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. That means when you speak your future out loud with conviction, your mind begins to wire itself as if it is already true. It begins to send signals to your body that match that reality. It changes your posture, your energy, your confidence. This is why future-focused language is so powerful. It is a rehearsal for the life you are building. And the more you rehearse it, the more inevitable it becomes. Speak in a way that excites you. Say the things that feel bold, that stretch you, that scare you just enough to wake you up. Do not shrink your words to fit your fears. Expand them to match your potential. Speak about the person who takes action even when it's hard, the person who follows through on their commitments, the person who refuses to settle for a life that doesn't feel right. Speak until you feel it in your chest, until your energy rises, until the picture of that future feels so real that you can almost touch it. Your voice is a creative force, and every word you speak is either pulling you closer to your goals or pushing you further away. Choose the words that pull you closer. If you want courage, speak courage. If you want clarity, speak clarity. You want freedom, speak freedom. The more you repeat it, the more your brain treats it as a target, something to work toward. Your focus sharpens, your decisions align, and you begin to act in ways that match the words you are saying. This is not about wishing or hoping. This is about declaring. You are not waiting for life to give you permission to become who you want to be. You are giving yourself permission right now. Every sentence you speak is a promise to yourself, a commitment to the future you refuse to walk away from. And with each repetition, the gap between who you are and who you want to be gets smaller until there is no gap left. Your future is listening. Your mind is recording every word. Keep speaking what you want. Keep speaking what you believe. Keep speaking what you are becoming. The more you do, the more your reality will rise to meet the power of your voice. Now it is time to raise the standard for how you speak to yourself. The voice you use inside your own mind must become the voice of strength, not sabotage. Too many people repeat the language of defeat every day without realizing how it erodes their power. They say, I can't handle this, and their body believes it. They say, I'm so tired of trying, and their energy shuts down. But when you decide that every word you think or speak will move you forward, you break that pattern and create a new identity built on resilience and possibility. From this moment forward, speak to yourself as if you are worth fighting for, because you are. Speak as if you are a person who will not give up on their dreams. Speak as if you are the leader of your own life, guiding yourself through every challenge with clarity and courage. When the old voice of doubt rises up, answer it with truth. When fear whispers that you're not ready, tell it you are learning, growing, and stepping forward anyway. Each time you do this, you strengthen the mental pathways that make confidence your default state instead of insecurity. Your words are shaping how you feel right now. If you want to feel powerful, speak powerful words. If you want to feel hopeful, speak hopeful words. You are programming your own mind every time you open your mouth, so choose your programming with precision. Imagine that your subconscious is always listening, because it is. Imagine that every phrase you speak is planting a seed. The question is, are you planting weeds, or are you planting the words that will grow into the life you want? This practice is not just about thinking positively. It is about training yourself to become unstoppable. It is about reminding yourself of who you are even when the world forgets. It is about using language as a tool to align your emotions, your focus, and your behavior with the life you are creating. This is why you must do it for 3 days with full commitment. 3 days of feeding your mind with empowering words can break years of negative conditioning. 3 days can start to rewrite the story you've been carrying for far too long. Speak to yourself with conviction. Say it with strength even when you don't fully believe it yet. Confidence is built through repetition, not waiting until you feel ready. Every time you declare, I am capable, your mind finds a reason to agree. Every time you say, I am unstoppable, your body responds by giving you a little more energy, a little more focus, a little more courage. Keep going until it becomes natural. You are not just talking, you are transforming. You are reshaping the way you see yourself. And when you see yourself differently, you act differently. That is how change becomes permanent. That is how 3 days of speaking with power can shift the entire direction of your life. When you commit to speaking this way, you will notice something powerful begin to happen. Your mind will resist at first. The old patterns will try to pull you back. They will whisper that it's pointless, that you're lying to yourself, that nothing will ever change. This is the test. This is the moment where most people stop and go back to their comfort zone. But not you. This is where you double down. This is where you refuse to let the old voice win. You speak louder. You speak with more conviction. You keep going until the resistance breaks. Your brain is designed to protect you, not to push you. It prefers the familiar, even if the familiar is destroying you. That's why this process feels uncomfortable. You are literally rewiring your mind. Every time you choose a new word, every time you refuse to repeat the language of defeat, you are breaking the grip of the old neural pathways and building stronger, better ones. This is not just motivation. This is science. Your brain is plastic. It can change. And you are the one changing it. When you understand this, every affirmation becomes more than words. It becomes a neurological rep, like lifting a weight for your brain. The more reps you do, the stronger you become. Soon, the voice that once doubted you will be the voice that drives you. Soon, the words that once drained you will be the words that fuel you. This is why you cannot stop halfway through. Every time you keep going, you are building momentum that cannot be reversed. Speak with fire. Speak with intensity. Feel the words vibrate through your chest, because the more emotion you attach to them, the faster your brain accepts them as truth. Emotion is a signal that tells your subconscious mind to pay attention. So speak as if your life depends on it, because it does. The way you talk to yourself determines how you show up in the world, and how you show up determines the life you get to live. There will be moments where it feels silly, where the words feel too big, where you question whether it's even working. Keep going anyway. You are not doing this to feel good in the moment. You are doing this to transform who you are becoming. You are doing this to take control of the voice that has controlled you for too long. That voice no longer gets the final word. You do. Every sentence is a declaration. Every word is a choice. Every time you speak with power, you are taking another step toward the life you know you were meant to live. Keep speaking, keep believing, keep building. The old you is fading. The new you is rising. And with every word, you are proving to yourself that nothing can stop you. This is where you step into full alignment with the person you are becoming. You cannot just speak the words. You must let them shape the way you move, the way you think, the way you show up in every moment. When you say you are strong, hold yourself like someone who is strong. When you say you are worthy, carry yourself like someone who knows their worth. When you say you are unstoppable, act like someone who refuses to stop. This is how you close the gap between who you are and who you say you are. Your body and mind are connected. The way you carry yourself sends messages to your brain about how to feel and what to believe. When you pair powerful language with powerful posture, you reinforce the message until it becomes undeniable. Stand taller when you speak. Breathe deeper. Look forward instead of down. Your physiology will amplify your psychology, and together they will create a force that is impossible to ignore. There's a point where words stop being just words and start becoming identity. When you repeat something enough times with enough conviction, your mind no longer questions it, it simply accepts it. This is why you must persist, even when it feels repetitive, even when your old patterns are trying to pull you back. Repetition is the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. Each time you repeat a statement, you are walking further across that bridge until eventually you can no longer see the old side. Notice what happens to your energy as you do this. You start to think bigger, dream bigger, expect more from yourself. You start to attract situations and opportunities that match the words you have been speaking. This is not magic. This is focus. Your brain begins to filter out what doesn't align with your new identity and show you more of what does. Suddenly you see possibilities where you once saw obstacles. Suddenly you find solutions where you once only saw problems. This is the momentum you have been craving. Momentum is not something you wait for. It is something you create through repeated action, through repeated focus, through repeated words. Every declaration you make is like pushing the wheel forward one more time. It might feel heavy at first, but soon it starts to spin on its own. And when it does, you become unstoppable. Keep speaking life into yourself. Keep declaring what you want to see until it shows up in front of you. Your mind, your body, and your actions are aligning right now. The more you commit to this practice, the more natural it becomes until speaking power over your life is no longer an exercise. It is simply who you are. And once it becomes who you are, nothing and no one can take it from you. There is a shift that happens when your words and your actions finally align. You stop waiting for confidence and start living from it. You stop hoping to feel ready and start acting like you already are. This is where transformation becomes permanent. You no longer speak as a person who is trying to change. You speak as a person who has already changed. Every sentence reinforces this truth. Every thought supports it. Every action confirms it. You are no longer just repeating affirmations. You are embodying them. This is the point where the voice inside you becomes your greatest ally. It no longer drags you backward. It pushes you forward. It no longer questions your worth. It reminds you of it. And when life tests you, because it will, you will not crumble the way you once did. You will hear your own words echoing in your mind, steady and unshakable, reminding you of who you are and what you are capable of. This is what it means to build an unbreakable inner foundation. Keep fueling this voice. Keep choosing it over the old one every single day. When doubt shows up, answer it with truth. When fear shows up, answer it with courage. When temptation shows up, answer it with discipline. The voice you are building right now is not just for the easy days. It is for the hard days, the long nights, the moments where most people give up. You will not give up because you have built the language that keeps you moving. Your words are now a compass. They direct your thoughts, your focus, your actions. They make sure you do not drift too far from the person you are becoming. Even when life throws you off course, even when emotions try to pull you into the past, your voice will guide you back. That is the power of this practice. It does not just motivate you, it anchors you. Imagine where this can take you if you keep going. 3 days of this can ignite change. 3 weeks of this can create new habits. 3 months of this can transform your entire life. The person you are becoming will not just think differently, they will feel differently, act differently, lead differently. The world around you will begin to respond to this shift because the energy you are putting out has changed. Do not hold back now. Speak with even more certainty, even more clarity, even more belief. Speak until the words feel like they are coming from your soul, until they no longer feel like effort but like truth. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes, until eventually you will wonder how you ever spoke to yourself any other way. And that is the moment you will know that you have not only changed your words, you have changed your life.